Okay, so the good news is that the hair is tamed, and more importantly, Jose did not win anything last year. The bad news is that the Munch Hall of Trophies is not yet finished. Apparently it requires a lot more work than I thought it did. So, I'm going to make it look good. If we're going to win stuff, I at least want it to be presented in a proper cabinet, not like the one at Spurs. Although there's nothing actually to fill that one. All this Tottenham stuff is completely unprecedented. I suppose it's tenuously linked. Mourinho, Spurs, maybe. I'm babbling. Welcome to Season 3. We got a Champions League group stage draw. And a lot of transfers. A lot. Not quite as many as last time, because remember in Season 2 I signed 17 new players. It's not quite the same this year. But I have sold a number of players including Seb, Alex, Braganza, Venuti, Cameron Carter-Vickers, Miguelon. Basically, half the players that I bought in last year have gone because they were there just to boost the squad up and also for us to make money off of. A lot of them I bought for free or very cheap, and I've sold them on for just as much, if not more money. So we have made a profit, and you can tell by that via the finances sector. Finances page. £95 million. We now have. Absolutely outstanding. You can tell not a lot of people have really gone for big money. The real one that we could have had, actually, is that Eric Garcia could have gone to Valencia for £49.5 million, which was his release clause, got activated, but he's decided he wants to stay here, which is good news for me because I've strengthened in pretty much every single area. We'll start off with the good news, which is that Bukayo Saka and Patrick Cutrone have both come back for us on loan. Cutrone already made a very decent start to the season, 5 goals in 3 games. Guy is absolutely unbelievable. If I can afford him, then I would definitely go for it. Maybe he's a player I take with me throughout the save, because for whatever reason he seems to really, really respond to my sort of management style. His attributes aren't fantastic. They're very good, but not fantastic. But he seems to have a very, very good goal-to-game ratio for me, and I have no idea why. They're not the only loans that are here, though. Gabriel Martinelli has come back from Arsenal after, obviously, last time they recalled him. Obviously, still couldn't get in the first team, so I brought him back because I know what I'm getting from him. He was excellent for us last year. 5 goals and 12 appearances. That was only in the league. In the cup competitions, he got a lot more. As well as Curtis Jones, who joins from Liverpool as a good all-round player, really. Anywhere in that final third and in the midfield he can play, so I think he's going to be a very good player for us. And possibly my favourite one is this, Serginho Dest, obviously, from Barcelona. Well-known young American talent who can play either wing, at fullback, wing-back, even as a winger. Absolutely amazing. He's got very decent pace. He's got fantastic mentals at his age. Technically, he could do a little bit better work, but 15 crossing, 13 dribbling is pretty good. 15 technique. He's obviously a lot more of an attack-minded fullback, which suits us down to the ground, especially when we're playing in our own domestic league, because that's where we get a lot of our goals from. A lot of them come from Porro or from Nunes, getting down the line, whipping balls in. Very similar to where Liverpool play in real life, which obviously only started happening again against Spurs. Sorry, Spurs fans. There aren't any Spurs fans watching this channel. A couple of players we already knew were going to turn up. Arthur Zagre has come in, and he's going to be our kind of like, he was going to be the backup left back, but I've decided obviously with Dest arriving, I'm going to loan him back out. So he's loaned off to Mainz for a year. He's got some very good attributes though, could potentially be very, very good. Considering I got him on a free, very, very happy. Again, probably more of a project building one, may never really get to play that much for the team. But I can sell him on because I got him on a free, and that means that I'm going to make value on him no matter what happens. But we all knew this guy was going to turn up and make a difference, and that is Sandro Tonali, aka Adam Driver, aka also Kylo Ren. Traitor! But yes, he's in. Expect plenty of Star Wars references as long as he's here. But, I mean, what more can you say about Sandro Tonali? He's a well-known player on FM and in the real world. He is just unbelievably good, and he's made a very decent start to his sporting career, it's safe to say, as well. Playing as our deep-line playmaker, but can also obviously be moved further up the pitch. Playing as an advanced playmaker, box-to-box, he can tick every single role. He's basically replacing Polina, who I didn't tell you has actually been sold. I sold him for £25 million, and I don't know why that has not appeared on my transfers. That's upsetting me. It's genuinely not here, and that's very irritating. And yet more free signings in the form of Carlos Alenia. Now, Carlos Alenia was a player that had a very, very high potential on previous FM games. It's probably dropped off a little bit this year because he's not quite kicked on as I imagine most people thought he would. But you can tell here, midfield entertainer. Again, what I've done this year is I've made sure that we've got in players that are going to help me break down low-lying defences and teams that come in and basically park the bus. I need to find a way of being able to do them because we dropped points that last year. I want to make sure that we guarantee that we win the title this season. So I brought in as many flair players as I possibly can. Alenia ticks that box. Obviously plays an advanced playmaker or a number 10. He's got decent physicals, could be a little bit better probably, but his technicals are very good. You look at dribbling 15, 17 first touch, 16 passing, 16 technique, 18 flair. Very, very talented footballer. Hopefully he'll have a big part to play this year. Another player who's in on a free and is currently our number 1 goalkeeper because Freenez has broken his arm is Martin Campagna. He's had a long career, but not one really that you would probably realise yourself because he's actually been out in South America for the majority of it, although we got him from Al Batin, who I believe are out in the Saudi Arabian League. Either way, he's absolutely solid. At 33 years old, provides a good bit of leadership. You can tell at 18 he is now captain of the side, something I probably was missing a little bit before and needed to replace by selling Polina. He was a leader, needed to bring in another one just to kind of replace him. He's happy being the cup goalkeeper, but like I said, due to the injury to Farines, he is at the moment our number 1. And in terms of free transfers, the last one is Yangel Herrera, who I've signed on a free from Manchester City. Not sure if he started off there. I think he might have done, but he was away at Granada from 2019 to 2021, then moved to City, and then obviously got sold on to Zoria, or loaned to Zoria, and I've picked him up on a free. Looks very solid. He's a midfielder, can play pretty much anywhere, including at the back, which I think is a very important thing. Physically incredible, very, very good indeed at this level, and mentally he's got everything you want. 16 aggression, 13 composure, 15 decisions, 15 work rate. He's a good workhorse. His technicals are solid. I think he's a very decent signing. Considering we got him on a free and he's now valued at 17 million. Pretty good. It is a shame that I'm not really planning to stay here, obviously, long term, because what I've done in terms of the finances is brilliant, in terms of bringing in free transfers and then being able to sell them on later if they don't perform. It's probably the best transfer policy I think I've ever had, and it's very frustrating. But that's the nature of the save. Now, in terms of players that kind of might go under the radar, but have had an incredible start, this guy, Lovro Mayer, or Major, has been absolutely insane. I bought him from Bayern Munich for £4.2 million. Okay, that's the same that they bought him from Dynamo Zagreb. All I can say is, wow, he's 24 years old, can play anywhere along those kind of like middle 3 positions just behind the striker or on the wing. Corners 17, crossing 17, dribbling 15, technique 17, penalty taking 16, passing is high, flair 16. Unbelievably good attributes. Probably not physically the best in the world. You can tell he's got good acceleration, but pace of 10 is pretty poor, and strength of 9. We don't talk about that. What we do talk about is the fact that he's got 4 goals in 3 games. 2 of them he started. 1 of them was off the bench. He's been absolutely brilliant since I brought him in, and I'm just, unplayable at the moment. Absolutely unplayable. Very, very happy. Maybe a very shrewd buy. Now we're kind of getting into the more expensive signings. When you look at the fact that I got Lovro Mayer for 4.2, you might be going, about the fact that I got Alan Franco for 8.5. And I would say, I kind of tend to agree with you. But it's more about the fact that he can play anywhere, and he's a bit more of maybe a dynamic midfielder. Good work rate, decent physicals. Pretty much got everything that you kind of need to be a very good midfielder at this level. Can play as the Mazzala, and mainly can play as the box-to-box. Last year I realised that playing Ugarte in the box-to-box role maybe didn't suit him as much, so then I could possibly drop him back. He's still there at the moment, but I needed another suitor, because as Ugarte dropped off towards the end of the year, it was clear that Seb wasn't going to challenge him for a place, so I needed to bring in some sort of better midfielders. Hopefully Alan Franco is the answer. Harrison Marcelin has also not played a game yet, but this is a guy who's potentially very built for the future. 9.5 million may seem a little bit steep, but when I looked at the attributes in terms of physicals and the fact that he's nearly 2 meters tall, I was sat there thinking, got to have him, really. He's only 22 years old. He is a very, very decent-looking footballer. I might still loan him out. I'm not 100% sure. Technicals are okay at this level. Mentals could do with a bit of work, but that will come with experience. It's these that really excite me about him. The 16 strength, the 17 jumping reach, the pace. Basically, if teams get into the stage, especially in European competitions, where if we're holding onto a lead, I bring him on, head everything out. That's the plan. And now onto the front line. I didn't know if I was going to get Patrick Cutrone back, so with that in mind, I went and splashed some money on 2 relatively decent strikers. One of them is very decent, the other one is Maximilian Romero, who in his own mind is quite decent as well. He's got a decent goal to game record. I can't tell you how many times I've said decent in the last 5 minutes. or 30 seconds. But either way, he's got all right technicals. He's got technicals where he needs to have technicals. The rest of it is not brilliant, but he's got technicals where he needs to have them. Mentally a lot better. Off the ball strikes me as quite good. He's a good workhorse as well up front and has decent physicals. I think he could be an alright signing, chipping with a few goals now and again. I did pay £10 million for him, which I do feel is maybe a little bit steep, but I needed a striker at the time, so I brought him in. The other player I'm a lot happier with, because as a player I think a lot of people know can become very good indeed, and that player is Zambian international Patson Daka, who I've signed from FC Salzburg, or Red Bull Salzburg if you prefer. Physicals, wow, let's just look at it. 16 acceleration, 16 agility, 17 pace, 13 stamina, decent. Off the ball, 16. Composure, 14, very good. Work rate, 14, can put in a shift. Finishing, 14. First touch, 13. 13 passing, 12 technique. He's absolutely banging if you want someone that's going to get in behind. I'm probably going to play him in a lot of the Champions League games where we're not going to dominate the ball as much, and we are going to have to kind of play it a little bit longer, be a bit more direct. He is the plan. I'm actually thinking tactically when I make signings. I'm a new person. And so that's it. We've spent £45.5 million and brought in 21.5, so that's £24 million down on the net spend. But if you then take into the fact that I sold Polina for £25 million, and I also sold bloody, what's his name, Sporar. Hang on, if I go back one season, can we see him then? This is annoying me now because I've realised that I can go back, and they should be registered under this year's sales, but they're not. But you can tell I sold João Polina for 25 million. I sold Sporar to Leeds for 16 million, and I sold Lucas Nemetrio. I bought in on a free to Burnley for 9.5. They actually just basically reactivated his release clause. I didn't get a say in the Nemetrio one, but I was happy to let Polina go. Sporar, I'd had his time here. I was happy to let him go, and Nemetrio going. So if you look at that there, actually, we've again made a whopping profit in terms of net spend, and I still think the squad is stronger for it, and with that you can't ask for anything more than that. So we will have a game today, and we're going to be hosting Guimarães, so it's going to be a bit of more of a bumper long episode, but we have got our Champions League group which I need to draw out as well. Fortunately we are top seeds because we won our league, which makes a massive difference, although you can tell here we've got some very difficult potential second seeds lined up here, including Liverpool, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Ajax, Borussia Dortmund, Inter, Salzburg. We can literally get any of that pot. Third seeds, again, nothing easy in there, and fourth seeds, a little bit easier, but last year we managed to top the group and we had a group with Bayern Munich in it, so I'm feeling relatively confident no matter what happens. Right, okay, so we are Group B. This is exciting. Okay, so Paris Saint-Germain. Okay, we're not going to get Chelsea. Dortmund. Okay, that's Haaland. Is Haaland still there? Yeah, he is. Bollocks. Okay, so Dortmund. Milan. Well, we had them last year, so that's 2 years in a row we've had AC Milan. At least we know we can beat them. Poor old Celtic getting drawn with Juventus and Liverpool. God, Benfica also got Bayern and Inter. Unlucky, guys. I feel worse for CSK. I must get those City and Barcelona. Dear me. Rangers have got PSG, Chelsea and Shakhtar. Bless them. And we've got Real Sociedad. That's probably the most well-rounded group, but also probably the hardest one. Bugger. Right, so we're here playing Guimarães, and I suppose you're all asking what's happened then in the meantime. How have the team been getting on? Because we have played a few games. It's worth noting, I did actually add another trophy to the cabinet, and I forgot to mention it. I didn't really want to bring you the Super Cup against Porto, because it was very much the same as like the last episode that we had. So we won the Super Cup pretty comfortably in the end. We could have won it by a lot more, but a 1-0 win did enough, so that's another trophy. Technic in the cabinet, if you want to call that. It's essentially the same as the Charity Shield, so whether you want to call it a trophy or not, I'll leave it up to you guys in the comment section. Let me know what you think. We did actually lose to Dortmund in a friendly, so that's good news. But then we did beat someone 18-0 in a friendly. Patrick Trainer got 8 goals in that game. And we've carried on pretty much since there. That is like the kind of testosterone builder. Then we beat Firenze 5-0, beat Famalicão 4-1, and then beat Estoril 3-2 at home. We are currently the only team in the league with a 100% record. So Porto, Benfica, Braga, all of them have dropped point. Braga are having an absolute shocker to start with. They've only won 1 of their first 4 games and lost the other 3. So they're dropping away a little bit. Rio Ave have made a very decent start, but you expect them to drop. We just need to continue doing what we're doing. We look so much better going forward this year. We look like a real attacking threat. And today, we're going to be obviously taking on Guimarães, who've made a decent start themselves. They've won 2 games and lost 1 out of their 3. And I have had, obviously, some injury issues. I told you about Farines, who had a fractured lower arm. Not brilliant, which means Campagna's playing. My reserve goalie as well, Lopez, even he got injured. So at the moment, I don't have a backup goalkeeper, which is terrific. Bukayo Saka's injured, Pedro Nuno's just coming back from an injury, Patson Daka's coming back from an injury, and so is Serginho Deste. So I've had a fair amount of injury woe to start the season, it's safe to say. But then when you look at this, the form here is ridiculous, especially Cutrone is there with an 8.06 he's playing at the moment in the last 5 games. This is the lineup then, not really too much different from what we had last year. Campagna's in goal, Mendes, Garcia, Quaresma and Porro make up the back 4, no change there. Tonali is in the centre, then you've got Ugarte and Gonçalves there, so Ugarte's still playing that box-to-box role, Tonali is in behind, he's been playing very, very well in that role. They seem to complement each other very well. Meyer's on the right, Hlozek is on the left, and of course Patrick Cutrone is leading the line up front. On the bench we've got Yeamon, Deste, Curtis Jones, Patson Daka, Franco, Martinelli and Romero. The bench now looks absolutely stacked for talent. Guimaraes will be no pushovers though. They've given us a few good games in their time. I think we pretty much won the majority of them. I think we might have lost them once during my time here away from home. But they have got one of our players in Gonzalo Plata, but he's on the bench today. I still expect us to win this. Yeah, we lost our last time that we played him. I remember it was the one game that I was really disappointed with last year, if memory serves. So, let's get stuck in. Come on, boys. Going out there, get some revenge. Our team looks so much better now on paper. I know we've only made a few minor changes, but like the squad depth looks insane compared to what it was previously. Let's go out there and get a win. Come on, boys. Keep it up. Title charges on. Alright, Mendes throws the ball into Ugarte, back to Nuno Mendes. First highlight of the game. Go on, Nuno. Off you go, mate. Whips it in. Hlozek tees it to... I mean, Lovro Maia. I can't tell you how good this guy is. His attributes don't make him look brilliant. But he is, and I can't put it any other way than that. Good ball in by Mendes. I think Hlozek just whips that in. And how he finds the space and the gap, and he just controls it and strokes it into the corner. Sumptuous, chef's kiss, mwah, beautiful. 1-0 up already. Just hand us the title now, lads. Just hand it over. You can't hand it over because we're already holding it. Okay, yeah. Yes, I want a title, and I am going to gloat about it till the cows come home. Well, that goal is the only highlight that we've had. Other than that, it's been a pretty dull affair. Not too much to get excited about. They've not even had a shot yet, to be fair. So wait until they have their first one and it goes in. We all know. We know the script. We know it. It's not poor in terms of the scoreline, but the performance could probably be a little bit better. I wish we'd been a little bit more clinical. I'm not going to risk Pedro Porro. If he is tired and he has got an injury, he is going to come off. And Serginho Dest is going to come on for his first appearance for Sporting Lisbon. Very exciting. Good ball there by Hlozek into Mendes, to Pedro Gonçalves, to Maya. Oh, I thought he was going to make it 2 there with a very decent finish. Not quite. We can tell we're going in search for that second. We want to finish this game, get it done quickly. That's a decent header out there. Mendes has lost the ball out to Mac. Oh my god, I thought he just committed a foul there and he was going to go off. But fortunately we get away with it. Eric Garcia on the ball to Gonçalves. Great ball to Hlozek. Go on, mate. He's made a very decent start to the season as well. That's a great save by Bruno Varela. But every time it goes over to Maya, I just expect the net to ripple. And they've given the ball away. Quaresma to Ugarte. Brilliant ball to Patrick Cutrone. Cutrone keeps it in the box. Whips it in. Back post. And there's Pedro Gonçalves. We are absolutely on fire. And we're just too good. We're just too good for this division now. I've built a squad that's way too good. I suppose the question now really is, can we really go for those European competitions? Can we make a statement in Europe? You know, can I progress well in the Champions League? Can we win something there? Do you know what I mean? These are the questions now I need to sort of be thinking about asking. Ugarte on the ball. Moves it forward. Ugarte tees it to Tonali, to Gonçalves. What a ball that is. And he just makes so many chances on that right-hand side. Right, final change. Not been Cutrone's day. He's played well, but not enough to really get himself a goal. So Patson Daka's going to come on. I'm trying to ease him back into fitness. Hopefully get him a couple of goals. And once we've got him on the path, him and Cutrone, and then Romero, if I can get all 3 of them scoring, we're in business. Maya on the ball, whips in a decent free kick, back post, and good header away by Fernandez there. And this is where we do get caught sometimes. I put a lot of people into the box from set pieces because I want to score, obviously. That's got to be one of the worst goals I've ever seen. I'm not happy because this is going to make it a lot closer than it needs to be. It's not brilliant defending either, but I mean, it hits the post, then hits Campagna and goes in. I can't really blame him. But is that the only shot they've had? And it went in. It wasn't even on target. Well, we've won again. Not comfortable. Well, it was comfortable, but we made it look a lot harder than it was. But ultimately, that's 4 wins from 4. Whether we get clean sheets or not is irrelevant to me as long as we win. We're not going to get a lot of clean sheets while Farines isn't in goal either. Porro's out for 9 to 12 days, not brilliant, but at least Dest came on and he seemed to fit in very well down that right-hand side. So far, so good. I suppose next time out then we might as well head straight into the Champions League games, but I guess the question is whereabouts do we come? Do we want to see Dortmund? Of course we do. So what we'll do is we'll have Dortmund and the Rio Ave games, because Rio Ave are currently top of the table. Well, we're top of the table now, but Rio Ave have made a very decent start to the season. So I'll play Arusa or Aruka off of camera, then we'll come back on and we'll play against Rio Ave and Borussia Dortmund to kick off our Champions League campaign. Do you think we're going to make it through? Is it a very difficult group? Bloody is, isn't it? Look at that. We've got bloody Sociedad and Milan as well. Ridiculous. But thank you so much for watching this episode of Match and Mourinho, the start of Season 3. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then please do drop a like on the video, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think of my signings down in the comment section. And what are we going for this year? What have got to be the aims? What have we got to win? Let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and until I see you again, stay cool.